And welcome, Emily. Thank you for taking your time out this evening to present about our GuardMe health insurance plan. This presentation is for international students. So if you're an international student, please stay on. It's about the health insurance plan that you will be enrolled in, or you are enrolled in actually, and have access to. With that, Emily, the floor is yours. Thank you.
Thank you, Dale. Hello, everybody. Nice to have you with us to review health insurance. I'll just show you a few things on the MITT website and then briefly show you the GuardMe MITT website. So kind of a microsite that GuardMe has set up for MITT students, and then answer any questions that you have. So we start here at the main MITT.ca website. And if you go over to the menu, the 3 green horizontal bars, and you click on that, you want to be looking under current students because you're considered current student. And there are many good things here that I'm sure will be reviewed in other sessions if they haven't already. But scrolling down, you can find international student health insurance. So this is a really good place to look for information about health insurance. Let's say it's outside of business hours and you want to find something out, or maybe you need to find something urgently. This is an excellent place to look. So there is basically some information saying that sometimes if individuals have contracted or do contract COVID-19 in Manitoba, that your medical care is covered as part of your GuardMe policy. So if you, hopefully you don't, but if you do contract that, then you would be covered under the GuardMe at Manitoba plan. So MITT has partnered with GuardMe, and the insurance plan is called GuardMe at Manitoba. It is very similar to the coverage that I have as a Manitoba resident. And it's basically there to make sure that if for some reason you should have an illness or accident or need to see a doctor or some other care, medical care, that you will not have to pay for those costs, because healthcare can be very expensive in Canada, throughout Canada, but also here in Manitoba. So we want you to be focused on your studies and your student experience and not have to worry about those costs. So the plan is mandatory, and you are automatically eligible and will be and are enrolled for coverage, and will have your account activated very soon. So we do have some different sections here about coverage dates and costs. So in terms of the coverage, it is for 1 year for most programs. If your program is a bit shorter or a bit longer, those dates will vary, and it will just make sure that you have some coverage before you start your program, during your program, and some coverage after your program ends. And so I do send an email out through the International Student Health Insurance email address, which I believe is right here. So I think Dale will put that in the chat, but international.health@mitt.ca. And so you should have received an email with all the details for health insurance for your specific program and the coverage dates. If you have not received it, please send an email here and I'll make sure that you get that. And whenever you do email, please make sure you include your name, your student number, your program, and your start date or intake, like fall 2022. Okay, so there's that. And then, that's old stuff. The cost of the plan for students who are up to 64 years of age is $2.50 per day. So for an annual plan, it works out to be $913. That is part of your overall tuition and fees. So it's not an additional fee that you have to pay. It's just part of those. So when you log into your student portal, there's a link right there. You'll be able to see the breakdown of all your tuition and fees. And you can look at the total cost of all your tuition and fees on this page, as well as you can see some fee payment information if you want to know when your fees need to be paid by, and also what those payment amounts are expected if you're doing 2 separate payments. Some students like to get insurance coverage for their family members and dependents, so you can purchase that specifically through GuardMe, through the online GuardMe account, known as My Account. I'll show you that shortly. But in order to purchase that extra coverage, or if as an individual you just want to have your healthcare access card and policy number early, you should complete this form. It's called Early Enrollment Request Form, and it's a fillable PDF. And basically, you just have to put your information. Taking a minute to load here, so let's wait for that to load. But it's your basic student information, and then you do need to make sure that you read these statements and confirm them by checking them off, as well as signing and dating the form. So you can do this online and send it with an electronic signature, or if you want, you can print it and take a picture of it and send it that way. There's no additional fee for that, but it's just for most students, you'll receive an email from GuardMe with information for accessing your online GuardMe account on around October 7th, I believe it is, 7th, 8th, something of that nature. So if you want to have access to your healthcare access card early, then you need to submit this form to this email address. All right. Some students might have Manitoba Health coverage. If you have Manitoba Health coverage, you would have a card like this. You might have it through a spouse, through a work permit, or something of that nature. And so if you do have one of these cards, you can request not to participate in the GuardMe at Manitoba plan. And you would need to complete a form, PDF fillable form, opt-out request, submit that and a copy of your Manitoba Health card, and also request a formal letter from Manitoba Health. So there are these instructions on the phone, or on the form, not the phone, and you're going to submit it to international.health. There is a deadline for this, so that's in this chart here. You must submit the form and the Manitoba Health card if you're starting September 7th, then by October 6th. All right. And to request a letter from Manitoba Health, you can look at the information down here. All right. So again, under GuardMe Healthcare Access Card, it mentions that you'll get it automatically. You do not have to do anything 31 days after your program start date. So that's why I said around October 7th, 8th, something of that nature. And you want to make sure you always have your email address up to date in Student Portal. So again, there's the link to that early enrollment request form, and you send it here. One other thing I should mention that's good information to have is if you do need medical attention or care, emergency or otherwise, we do have different types of care. That's available through this website here. You can either go to a doctor's office or a medical clinic, a walk-in clinic. You can find different walk-in clinics and connected care clinics on these sites. So you can find one that's close to your home, for example, and it lists the type of things you would go to a walk-in clinic or a doctor for. So those basic things where you feel sick, but it doesn't go away after a couple of days, or maybe you have a rash or an infection of some sort, or if you want an annual checkup just to see how your overall health is, that's where you would go. We do also have urgent care for something that's a little more serious. So maybe you have a cold or a flu and it gets worse on the weekend, family doctors are not available, so you would go to an urgent care center. Or if you get a cut and it won't stop bleeding, or you have some sort of broken wrist, or maybe you fall and you twist your ankle, you might not want to wait. So you would go to an urgent care center. So it lists those here. And when you log or click on those links, you can see how long the wait time is, because sometimes it's a much longer wait. And of course, hopefully none of this never happens to you, but at times there are emergencies. And so for more severe situations, where it's difficult to breathe or they're uncontrollable bleeding or some major trauma, heart attack, etc., then you would go to an emergency room at the hospital. And again, it lists the hospitals and their locations, and you can click there and see their wait time. So again, we want you to be healthy and seek medical attention if needed. So this is a great place to take a look at where you should go. GuardMe also offers this service of mobile doctor, which is free. Once you have your online account activated, you can access a doctor or nurse 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. All you have to do is register for the service, and you can do that with this link here. So you need your policy number and you need to give a description of what's going on. But it's really great because you can do it by text, by phone call, by video call, even by email if necessary. So this is accessible all the time, and they will refer you if you need to go to a clinic or urgent care or emergency. So this is a great service. If we had this as residents, we would definitely use it. Okay, so there are those services available. I'm going to show you the GuardMe site. So this was the MITT site. And again, any questions you have, please don't hesitate to contact me at international.health. I'll get back to you as soon as possible. The GuardMe site, which is for MITT students, is that big enough, Del? I'm hoping it is. Hopefully everybody can see this okay. So you can see the GuardMe logo right here and the MITT. And here's our menu here. So there's a link for mobile doctor there. This My Account would be where you go once you receive the activation email from GuardMe. And you would put in your email address. So again, the one that's listed in the student portal. So always keep that up to date. And then when you click next, it will walk you through the next step. And once you log into your account, that's where you can view and download or print your healthcare access card. So you can keep it on your phone and always have it with you, or your other device. You can print it. Some people cut out the top portion, which is the card, and laminate it and put it in their wallet. It's a PDF, and it basically has the card at the top and then a claim form underneath. So some people print that whole page and bring it with them to a doctor's visit or when they seek medical care. It's also where you submit your claims, so you can do that all online. If you go to the doctor, you pay for your service, it's about $100. Then you would keep the invoice that they give you at the doctor's office and the receipt from your payment and submit that online by picture or scanning those things. You can see the status for your claim. You can also see the policy documents and policy overview. So a summary of your benefits and also very specific wording, which is very detailed. And there are many languages that these documents are translated into. So that's also very accessible. I should mention, if I haven't already, that the GuardMe at Manitoba plan is a comprehensive health plan. And so it gives you the comfort of knowing that basic and even more serious health care needs are covered by this plan. Things that are more optional, let's say, in terms of surgeries or procedures are not covered. The other important basic things that are not covered are vision, prescriptions, and dental. It looks like Nagar's here from GuardMe. So we do have a GuardMe rep who's going to give you more information about this. If you do have questions, I see there are some in the chat. And so I will answer those when Nagar gets started to provide you some more information for this. So hello, Nagar. Thank you for joining us from GuardMe. I've been covering a bit of the website just from this point and reviewed a tiny bit about Mobile Doctor and the My Account from this point, but I didn't get to the Canadian Clinic, which is always a point of interest. So thank you for joining us. And
for sure.
I'm gonna
of course. Thanks, Emily. Can you see me? Sorry, it looks like I'm having some trouble with my Zoom right now, but you can see me, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Did you want me to stop sharing so that you can?
Are you sharing the PowerPoint or is that just the website you're sharing?
Just the website.
Yeah, I'd be happy to take over with the PowerPoint. Thank you so much.
Okay. Where am I? Stop share. Okay, there we go. So you can take over. Thank you.
Great, thank you very much. Hello everyone. My apologies, I'm a bit late. Just had some internet issues over here. My name is Nagar from GuardMe International Health Insurance, and I'm happy to quickly go over your GuardMe International Health Insurance, which is what you will be having during a studies at your MITT. Okay, sorry, just me share my screen real quick. Perfect. Okay. Great. You are about to start a life-changing adventure, and we truly hope that you have a healthy and safe experience. However, just in case you become sick or injured, GuardMe is your emergency healthcare plan, and we're here to help. You will be receiving your GuardMe Health Access card, which will look like this. You will receive this in an email, and it's very important for you to print and keep this card and keep it with you at all times, because this is your proof of insurance. You will be presenting this at clinics or hospitals if you end up going there for direct billing. Now, you may be wondering, why do I even need health insurance? That's because cost of getting healthcare in Canada is quite high. If you look at the numbers that I have on the screen right now, a simple clinic visit can cost up to $125. If you need to go to the emergency room, you'll be paying over $1,000, and a simple hospital stay, if you have to stay overnight at a hospital, can cost over $3,000. That's why it's very important for you to make sure that you have insurance during your stay in Canada. Your GuardMe at Manitoba plan has some great benefits. I certainly suggest that you read your policy wording for more explicit terms and conditions, but here are some highlights. So if you need to go to the hospital, see a physician, do a surgery or diagnostic testing, 100% of eligible charges would be covered. If you need to get a prescription, same as a Manitoba government healthcare plan, you would be covered. Any psychotherapy up to $1,000 of eligible charges will be covered. A great benefit that GuardMe has is if you end up in a hospital for more than 7 days, we will reimburse up to 2 members to be by your bedside. If you are pregnant, the coverage is included under physician's visit and hospital benefits. If you have a dental accident or emergency and need to go to the hospital, if you have an accident and need work done on your teeth as a hospital inpatient, eligible charges for that would be covered as well. And if you need to see a chiropractor for any reason, up to 7 adjustments of that may be covered too. So generally, all of the coverages are $2 million policy maximum. Of course, because your plan is similar to a government healthcare plan, there are some exclusions as well. So any treatments that are not medically necessary, like getting elective surgeries or elective treatments, for example, eye LASIK surgery would not be covered. Prescription medication, unless you get them in a hospital, would not be covered. If you're still not in Canada and your coverage starts when you are in your home country, or you visit during your breaks, any expenses that happen over there will not be covered either. If you need to get an ambulance, the cover for that is not included, and any expenses that happen while you are under the influence of drug or alcohol are not covered either. Again, very important for you to read your policy wording for more explicit exclusions as well. So this is the website that Emily was showing you, of course. I believe she talked about, I'm not sure if you talked about adding dependents, so that's an option that you have if you go to guard.me/MITT. When you want to access your policy documents that I've been mentioning, you can use here. You can download your health access card again if you use it. And we'll go through finding a Canadian clinic and mobile doctor for sure. Now, we all come from different cultures. I was an international student once, so it's important to know how we can access healthcare in Canada and how it's different from our home countries. In Manitoba, you have 3 ways of accessing healthcare. First is if you have a minor injury or issue, like a runny nose, a sore throat, flu-like symptoms, or minor rashes, you would go to a community walk-in clinic. If you're not sure where you should go, you can call the phone number on the screen, which is 204-788-8200, and speak to someone about the problems you're having, and they will help you with that. The second option of getting healthcare in Manitoba is if you have any urgent concerns that are not life-threatening. Very important keyword here is non-life-threatening. Urgent care centers are where we would go. They are open 24/7, and you're able to get to them for things like you cannot wait for until tomorrow for clinic, like fevers or flus, dehydration, cuts that won't stop bleeding, or any broken bones. Again, very important here, any urgent but non-life-threatening conditions. So for example, clinics would be open until 5 p.m. And then after that, if you have a non-life-threatening situation, you'll go to urgent cares at anywhere that you can locate. So a great resource for that, again, is myrightcare.ca. Over there, you can see where urgent clinics are and what their wait time is like. The last place you would go to if you had life-threatening illness or injuries is emergency department. So things like stroke or extreme weakness, if you have a chest pain or heart attack, if you keep getting unconscious, someone would drive you to an emergency clinic. If you have seizure, difficulty breathing, severe bleeding, any major trauma like a loss of limb, severe allergic reaction, or severe burns. So you would go to an emergency department for that. Now, mobile doctor that Emily was mentioning earlier as well is a great option that can replace your walk-in clinic or sometime urgent care. Mobile doctor offers super easy and convenient access to a health doctor, to a health practitioner. So you can see a doctor 24/7 within minutes. If you need a prescription, they can be sent to your pharmacy and you can go pay and pick them up. You'll have virtual health records. There's a 93% patient satisfaction rate, and it has one Canada's largest online doctor network. Very important is for when you want to sign up on mobile doctor to either use the link that's on your MITT website, which is guard.me/MITT. You go to mobile doctor, or sign up straight at guard.me/mobiledoctor.php. Very important because this is a partnership with third-party website, and when you use your designated GuardMe link, it tells them that you're coming from GuardMe and you don't have to pay for every visit. So once you get your GuardMe card and policy number, use this link, sign up. You can see a doctor on your phone, on your laptop. It is super convenient and easy, and I strongly suggest using that whenever you want to go to a walk-in clinic or see an urgent or something that's non-urgent and not threatening. The My Account option that I talked about as well on the website, you can find your policy under there, reprint your GuardMe card, submit a claim, review the status of your claim, or use the online chat option. Yeah, it looks like the Canadian clinic we don't have here, but I'll go ahead and talk about that one as well. So when you go to find the Canadian clinic option on your MITT website, it will bring you to a page that you are able to put an address in. So you can either write just your city if you're in Winnipeg, or exactly your address. And it shows all the clinics around you. You're able to see if any of the clinics on the map do direct billing with GuardMe. So instead of having to go there, and if you're paying and claiming your bill, which is we'll talk about in a little bit, if your service is eligible under your policy, they'll be able to directly pay GuardMe, and you wouldn't have to make any payments. It's a great resource there as well. Now, if you do end up making a payment either at a clinic or a hospital, there are two ways to make a claim. And a claim is when you tell GuardMe, hey, I paid for this claim, can you give me my money back? You can either do online claims, which is the preferred way because it's very easy, convenient, and it allows us to start the claim process faster. Or you can mail your claims if you'd like. An online claim, its submission is with scanned receipts and scanned invoices, and you just log into your account, fill a form, and enter all the information. Just click submit. And with a paper claim, you will print the form, enter all your information, and then mail it to GuardMe with original receipts and invoices. If you choose to do a paper claim, just gotta keep in mind that it takes a while for your mail to get to our headquarters, which is in Ontario. So, your process may be a little bit longer. We do have some great reimbursement methods that includes a prepaid debit MasterCard, which is like you can get a virtual or hard copy, and it works like a gift card, so you can purchase online or in store. We do direct deposits to Canadian banks or bank wire transfer to international bank accounts. It takes 7 to 10 business days to process a completed claim form from the date it's received. So when you do an online claim, if everything is filled in your claim form, the process starts from that day. As I said, if you get a paper claim, it may take a little bit longer. A completed claim form includes your name, policy number, and certificate number and date of birth, reimbursement information, which is who do we pay and the payment structure. So if you made a payment or if you got an invoice, that's where that would go. Again, proof of payment or invoice from the healthcare provider. Reason for visit, which is why did you end up going to that urgent care center or clinic or hospital. If you end up being admitted to a hospital, medical records are required for any major procedures, and your signed signature or consent. GuardMe is here to help you always. A phone number that is on the MITT website, as well as back of your health access card, is the customer care phone number. They are here 24/7, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, to help you answer any questions you have about your policy. If you don't know where to go, if you don't know if anything's covered, you can call them and they can speak to you even in your own language if you require. Make sure to give us a call if you have any questions. The email that we have is customercare@guard.me, and the awesome website that is a great resource for you is www.guard.me/MITT. Thank you so much for listening to the presentation. I'm sorry if I repeat anything that Emily said, but I hope that that was very helpful.